tell you who is probably behind this, because the easy answer, which everybody is thinking immediately, is Mossad. Now, one more thing that you need to understand about how these worlds of espionage kind of work. Every time you stir the pot in the midst of the wicked ones, it becomes a feast for all spy agencies around the world, because many tend to ignore a very important unit in the IDF called Shmone. Now, what happened when something like this occurs? It creates a mass panic and people start doing mistakes. People who are trying to stay off the grid are suddenly calling people, getting called. Someone is running to tell them because they don't have a phone. He runs to his cave and tells them, get rid of that radio, it's gonna blow you up. And agencies found the guys who gave Hezbollah a great deal on their latest set of pagers. That's a good one. So Hezbollah just had more than 5,000 pagers blow up on their operators in Lebanon and Syria. Well, it sure becomes quite hard to shoot rockets on Israel when your face, schnitzken or fingers are blown up. Now let me tell you who is probably behind this, because the easy answer, which everybody is thinking immediately, is Mossad. And they are probably behind it and obviously have a big role in it, but many tend to ignore a very important unit in the IDF called Shmone Matayim, 8200. And in my eyes, that unit probably had more to do in this operation than the Mossad itself. And let me explain. You see, in Israel, when everybody goes to the army, Israel pick their smartest and biggest badasses, nerds, and bring them all together to a unit called Shmone Matayim, where they bring all the programmer, all the hackers, all the cyber people, all the people that are very good with languages, and in general people that their brains are working extra hours when it comes to thinking outside the box and finding creative ideas. And that is said to be the biggest unit in the IDF, by the way, which is kind of equivalent to what you'd imagine the CIA is having when it's not the field agent on the ground, these James Bonds, the people behind the scenes. So in Israel it's called Shmone Matayim. Inside of Shmone Matayim, inside this army of nerds that Israel have, they also pick up the smartest of these nerds, you know, people that are just one to a generation, and they bring them all together and they create their very elite special units that are designed to do these exact things, that are designed to think outside the box, things in a way that are basically in the future inventing and creating things that we'll probably never hear about. And if we hear about it, it's something that they already did in the past, and they're always several steps ahead. What happened here is these pagers simultaneously blew up on all these Hezbollah agents, I think injuring more than 3,000 of them, killing several of them, badly injuring the rest. Now, although this is not an official statement of the government of Israel, I want to make this clear. This is literally my opinion based on the knowledge that I have from the times I was in the service. But here comes an interesting point. Some people are saying that maybe they programmed and hacked into the battery and made it overheat, because some Hezbollah people were saying that the battery was heating up and then it blows up. I'm not an expert on blowing up pagers. You know, I don't think, from my knowledge of lithium batteries blowing up, and I've seen quite a few of them in my lifetime, that lithium battery is probably not gonna blow up, and it doesn't look to me like it was a lithium battery blowing up in their pockets. It feels to me like it was more like an explosive device that was placed inside. Now, there is reports saying that Hezbollah have just purchased thousands of these pagers and gave it to their men, these radios and pagers. So that makes more sense, in my eyes at least. But again, we're gonna probably hear about it in the next coming days more and more. However, I want to make one thing clear. Now, America have released a statement that they were not aware of the Israeli attack before it happened. And they came and they said also that they've been trying to send a message to Israel to de-escalate the situation, not escalate it. Now, let's put things in proportion. You don't de-escalate a situation when an enemy country, an enemy army force have been shooting over 6,000 rockets at your country, at your citizens. The situation have escalated long ago. Imagine if Mexico or Russia will shoot 6,000 rockets at the United States. You guys will be starting a whole war. There will not be any talks about de-escalating the situation. Heck, America have nuked Japan when they came with a few airplanes, kamikaze into a few army ships. Now, I'm not disrespecting that situation, but I'm just saying the scale is a whole different. Apparently, Israel is the only country that is asked to keep de-escalating situation when they are in total war with genocidal maniacs who want to come and destroy it. So my point is, the situation have been escalated long ago, and it's not Israel, because I'm foreseeing what's going to happen. People are going to say that Israel have started a war with Lebanon. No. Lebanon have started a war with Israel long time ago. And when I'm saying Lebanon, I'm talking about Hezbollah. Maybe the Lebanese people, some of them want peace and just want to live in peace. Live and let live, like we should all be. But they're irrelevant. They're not affecting the decision making. Iran is controlling Lebanon, Hezbollah is controlling Lebanon as a proxy of Iran, and they've been going this war. So now, having their schnitzken blown off, and their fingers off, and their faces blown, because you see, that's the clever thing about this attack. What happened here, you know, if you're having a pager, let's imagine this is a pager, okay? Now you're having a pager in your pocket, and it starts ringing, beeping, or even heating up. What most people will do is they'll pick it up and look at it, and then it'll blow in their face. That's the whole idea. Now, if they were not fast enough to take it up, it's gonna blow and probably cut their thigh and maybe even make them unable to bring children to the world, which is, in my book, any terrorist that cannot bring children into this world by raping women, or I don't know, marrying a crazy woman that wanna have his children, is probably a good thing. Worst case scenario for Israel, best case scenario for them, their finger's gonna blow off, his hand is out. Now this combatant is not very effective in launching rockets, shooting, or I don't know what. Maybe he can still blow a suicide vest with his left hand. But bottom line, this is a great blow on the forces of evil. Now, one more thing that you need to understand about how these worlds of espionage kind of work. Every time you stir the pot in the midst of the wicked ones, it becomes a feast for all spy agencies around the world. Because right now, not only that Hezbollah is getting rid of all these pagers and they're panicking, there was an executive order happening in Gaza and in the West Bank telling all of their terrorists to throw away their phones and their pagers and their radios. Now what happened when something like this occurs? It creates a mass panic and people start doing mistakes. People who are trying to stay off the grid are suddenly calling people, getting called. Someone is running to tell them because they don't have a phone. He runs to his cave and tells them, get rid of that radio, it's gonna blow you up. And agencies start finding out things that they've been looking for. It's like throwing a small firecracker into a river full of fish, and then when it blows up, all the fish start panicking, and then you can see where the fish are and how you can fish. And that's how these agencies often, that's basically the aftermath that you're looking when these things happen. So the reason I'm saying that is because the next few days we're going to be hearing more and more interesting developments coming from the forces of evil, from Hamas, from Hezbollah, from the Houthis probably, from Iran, from all these crazy people around, from Syria, that will, and it's just going to be very interesting to watch. Now regarding the initial question, who probably did it, Mossad or A200? My answer is going to be that it's probably a joint operation between the two. And again, this is not an official statement of the government of Israel. I am basically sharing with you things that have become common knowledge. It's not like I'm sharing any, government secrets, but it's things that have become a common knowledge and are accessible to the public. So if you will go and read about these things, you will understand what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not going to be sharing any of these videos here because I don't want YouTube to censor my videos, and I've been trying to monetize my channel, so these things are just going to hurt that. So I'm going to let it for you. You can go and Google it, find it easily. It's all over the net, in Telegram channels and just in the net. It's all out there. Instagram, you can see it. However, let me read for you a few of the funny memes. The internet is all exploding about memes right now, and here are a few of the funny ones. Like this one. I found the guys who gave Hezbollah a great deal on their latest set of pagers. That's a good one. Is this hotel pager friendly? Blow their schnitzken off. That's a good one. A rabbi. That's a funny one. Our apologies for not being available lately. We were paging people all day. L'chaim, bitches. I'm gonna peep that. L'chaim, peep. Motor Allah. That's a good one. Motor Allah. Never ask a woman her age. A man his salary. The Iranian embassy. Why he had a Hezbollah pager. Agent Mohel. Mohel is the guy that is in charge of circumcision. That's the rabbi that does the circumcisions on babies. That's Mohel. Goodbye motto. Anyway, I find it brilliant and hilarious, in a sad way, how creative is Israel and how fitting it is that one of the biggest attacks on Hezbollah came from an army of nerds, from the Revenge of the Geeks, who literally went and blew off Hezbollah's operators' fingers, faces, and schnitzken, penis. In case you don't know what Schnitzken is, that's how we used to laugh at it. So, I hope that you found today's episode helpful. If you want to support my channel, feel free to go and check my Patreon, where you can find a practical way to help me keep doing these videos for you. Regardless of that, please click the like, subscribe, share, the whole shebang out there. And like I always say, please don't do anything stupid, and in general, just don't do anything that I would do. Stay safe, see you next time.